Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So, question of the night: was the baby's father of Sally, Adam or Nick? And what makes this particularly interesting is that she literally went back and forth between brothers. Like, she literally had breakup, you know what, because, still got to wait for the 15 seconds with Adam. And then right afterwards, let's go. Let's try with Nick. Are you kidding me right now? What's good to Havlin? What's good, Ron? What's good, Jakaris? Valerie's in the chat. Monique is in the chat. Monique says, "I say Adam is the father, but we'll make it Nick's baby." Chloe, right? Jakaris, congrats. Jakaris actually. I mean, can I actually say it, Jakaris? I'm good. How you doing? I didn't want to sit there and announce it. I know it's on your profile, but I didn't want to announce it if you weren't cool with it. Dolly's in the chat. What's good, Dolly? So Jakara sent a picture, a drawing of Carson Boltman, the guy who plays Johnny Demare on Days of Our Lives, and he actually took a picture of it. He took a picture of Jakar's um, picture that Jakar's made for him. So that was pretty cool. That was really cool. Valerie says I can't wait to Monday and Josh and Cam. Jock says and Cam, yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It's going to be a good one. That disloyal uh Monique is in the chat. Ron is in the chat. Ron says Chloe will switch the paternity test. Results from Nick. Exactly. She would do something like that. That's the kind of spiteful thing that she is. Krista's in the chat. Krista says now the man needs to be the father again, and Sally needs to be free. Needs to be a free agent. She has a lot of growing up to do. Yeah, I mean the chick was in denial for a hot minute, like a really hot minute. And Nick, Nick was like, okay, this is more than just like you having a stomach virus. Jakars, no, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. That was really cool. That's what's up. I like that. So congrats on that. Valley Valley calling people out. That's gonna be my second favorite non-curse word. Spiderquake is in the chat. What's good, Spiderquake? Said I was busy yesterday and the moment I felt free, you in stream 1 minute later. But I was gonna join, but yeah, no, I was thinking about you yesterday. I was like, yo, um I think you was kind of busy though, so it's good to see you. It's good to see you, Spiderquake. Colin says, yeah, what did Josh do today? Um, the usual, just being disloyal, not telling the whole truth, being a hypocrite. The usual. The great, beautiful Nikisha Moore's in the chat was good. Ron says, man, just put Chanel and Johnny back together because he doesn't have any chemistry with boring Wendy. I don't know what chemistry is. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't really understand that too much. Spike Quick says Josh getting pregnant. It's funny. I wanted to put that as my thumbnail. I'll probably say that for Monday. I'll say that for Monday because I had a couple of thumbnails. Even though people kept saying just somebody, at least two people was just saying that the thumbnails I was putting up were considered quote unquote clickbait, even though usually the stuff I put up came up true. Jakara says I will do one again for him. That's what's up. Definitely, if he does another picture, definitely post it. I want to try to repost it, Jakara, if that's okay, because I think that's pretty cool. Jessica is in the chat. What's good, Jessica? I don't know. I'll take your word for it, Spider Quick. I think that's what that was, some sort of chemistry test or whatever, because apparently that's what these shows do. Um, but of course, you got Mason back on the show, calling them cuz and threatening. Are we actually going to get to a point where we find out whatever this shady business is with Austin? Or are we going to have to sit there and wait a couple more months? No, Nikki said, I want Nick to be, father to be Nick. Doesn't he have a son that no one sees? His imaginary son, Christian, right? Makai's in the chat. What's good, Makai? Monique says, Michael, confused me. How's he going to tell off Carly, then forgive her in the same breath? Yeah, and yet he didn't have that same energy for Sunny. Blackmon is in the chat. What's good, Blackmon? Jessica says, hey, Mars do look good together. I mean, they had scenes before when Roger came onto the show, so a lot of people like those things. So I think they may try to bring it back. I mean, let's be honest. I don't know. I didn't really care one way or the other, but the fact that they just broke up and just it seemed like they just didn't really try. They just like, good Spider Quick, good. I'm gonna probably put that up. I'm gonna put that out. No, screw it. I may actually switch it. I may actually switch it. Thank you, Spider Quick. I may actually switch it tonight. Um, Dolly says I did enjoy Johnny and Chanel together. Oh no, I felt like it came out of nowhere. It did. It did. And that green screen. Can we just sit there and just talk a minute about that green screen that just happened? That like, cause like that was a thing. Krista, Black Mustache, how are you doing? Oh wow. I am sorry to hear that. I am really sorry to hear that, Black Mon. My thoughts and my prayers definitely go out to you. I do like this picture though. Hey, since I got some people in the chat, if anyone saw my I don't know, I kind of want to change it, but I also do like it the way it is. Um, but no, Black Mon, my prayers go out to you. Thank you for joining the stream. I know, trust me, when I thought I had it and I didn't get tested, but I felt like I had it. Um, it was no joke. It was very difficult. It was very difficult to do reviews. It was very difficult to do everything, and I couldn't eat. Lost my appetite. It was just not good. So definitely, my heart goes out to you, Black Man. Right Quick says, "Did you see all of it? Geez, I saw your review." Um, I didn't see. I guess the last 5 minutes when Cam came to the door, for to see Josh. I didn't see that part. Oh, Spider Quick, the thumbnail, because I have a thumbnail up, but I'm thinking about switching it though, because I got one where it's like talking about Josh being pregnant, so I might want to use that one. Nobody says that green screen is going to be used for laws to get their money's worth. Yeah, but it was just one of those things. It was like you know because it was such a sad scene. I don't even think that people focus on it too much. I don't even think that people focus on the green screen too much because it's just the sadness of it. And I'm not gonna lie, by the time I saw Marlena, I was like, Jesus Christ, it was difficult to sit there and look at her because it was literally just like death's door at that point. Ron says the actor playing Nicholas Marcus Comas was being harassed on Twitter. Yeah. Hmm. Um, I talked about not about that, but I talked about the Cindy Watts incident. Um, and how people were going after her. Well, one person threatened violence against her. Monique says, yes, I want to do a video like that. And I didn't do on Marcus Columbus, though. Or Columbo? Now Monique says he didn't put all this energy into taking down Sonny when he killed. Exactly. That's exactly why it's very difficult for me to sit there and take any of that seriously. Like this whole Michael Vendetta thing. Now, Spiderquick says, by the way, does your membership work for iPhones now? Because I saw that community post. Does it work for iPhones? I think it wasn't working for iPhones. I think it was just working for Android. So, like, Spiderquick. So, like, if you go on a video, like any video, and it says if it doesn't say join, then it's not working for it. Kai Wen is in the chat. What's good, Kai Wen? Um, I don't know why it's not working for iPhones, but yeah, it sucks. Honestly, I've been trying to find a workaround, but I have more time to do it tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to find a way to work around this whole thing. Eagle Fang says, Albert, Lord have mercy, Josh Carly are draining me. Yeah, I at first I read it, Eagle Fang, and at first I thought it said no mercy, and I was like, Cobra Kai, but yeah, Josh is. It's just not really making a lot of sense. I seriously, Eagle Fang. When I read it real fast, I thought it said no mercy, which I got like two more episodes to sit there and watch. Then I gotta see what I'm gonna do after that. Monique says Josh wanted Donna and Avery to not idolize Sunny. That's crazy. They're little kids. All they know is Sunny's love. Yeah, honestly, to tell you the truth, Monique, when the minute that Josh starts going on a whole hate back, on a whole bandwagon, the whole spiel about Sunny hate, I just kind of tune out because it gets to a point where it's like Josh just says the same thing over and over again, and it's just like, what do I care? You know, like I don't even bother. I just look at my phone because it's just her usually spouting the same crap over and over again. Colin says, "How do I? I don't understand a word what that means." Juan says, "Yeah, no, I remember you talked about that last time." Yep, Eagle Fan. Yep, the sixth and final season. But you told me about that before. You told me that they were going to be ended after this season. Let's be honest, Eagle Fang. The fact that they made it to six seasons on Netflix is a testament in itself. Kyrie says Adam is finally the baby. Adam is Sally's baby daddy. You think so? You could be right. Yep, final season. Eagle Fang says all Josh ever does is whine to Dex and uh Apple's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Dolly says, shouldn't Josh be checking on her own father instead of you would think so, right? But apparently, with the actor, they just gonna probably act like the dude doesn't exist. Oh wow. Spikewick says a whole Heather hooks Josh. Monique says this plan of Kyle to get Adam out of Jabal is going to backfire. Yeah, it's going to backfire, and it's going to be amazing to sit there and look at. It's going to be amazing to watch. So I'm looking forward towards that. Cohen says, "Can I watch that '90s show?" Oh, you mean on Netflix? Yeah. Just Jessica says, "Yeah, I don't know why Josh is so worried about Sunny. He's not her. He's not your father. LOL. You don't have to do that. I don't get that out there. Oh, we got a new person in the chat. I don't get that. You make a very good point. Now, Edward says, what Netflix show I just logged in? Is it Delete? No, it's a show called and how you doing, Edwards? It's a show called Cobra Kai. It's on its next sometime next year is gonna be its last season. How you doing tonight, Edwards? And thank you for joining. Janet is in the chat. Was good. Ron says, I have a feeling that Nate will cheat on Elena with Victoria because he can't be faithful. He's a cheater. Yeah, but he can also cheat on. He can also sit there and do that with Audra. You know, because Audra got curves. That girl got curves for days. I'm just saying. Spider Quick says, "Do you think that Rory was the first hook killer and Heather took over?" I don't know. I don't feel like there. I don't feel like there's another hook killer. I really don't. I know people want it to be. I know a lot of people want there to be more than one hook killer. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Harry says because Adam and Sally had more longevity potential. Nick and Sally just some temporary thing to piss off Victor. Hmm. I think somebody said in the chat best that is going to be Nick's son or daughter, but Chloe, being the vicious POS that she is going to switch the test and everything. Karen is in the chat. How you doing tonight, Karen? Krista says the ramifications for Carly are only just beginning. I think Nia's going to take her down for inside trade. That is a very good point. Because we were wondering when that whole thing is going to come back up. No, Dolly, I didn't. I'm gonna watch that before I go to bed. I'm gonna watch that before I go to bed. I do like watching the promo, so I keep forgetting that it's not like General Hospital when they show like the previews for the next episode. Now, Edward says, I hope Nate does cheat on Elena. They're still born together. Nate has more chemistry with Victoria. Audrey is basically an Amani clone. Hmm. I never saw what Amani looks like without I never saw Amani in full detail like I did Audrey. So, Swag Quick says nobody can say Carly holds herself accountable, holds herself with Nina. Hmm. Yeah, I still got to finish watching that. Now, Jessica says, how is Carly worse than Nina? Nina has no accountability. I mean, it's funny because Michael did sit there and say something along the lines of like, what Carly did was something that Nina would do, you know? Hmm. Yeah, I'm not even going to sit there and join that whole thing. Because I think that they both have good qualities and bad qualities. I mean, I like Carly more, but I'm not going to sit there and make excuses for whatever BS that she does. Now, Edward says, I hear you. That's the fault of the writers. Monty wasn't all fleshed out like Audra. We had numerous connections when Amani had only one. Yeah, I don't even remember Amani that much. I think that's just because I took a break from the show for a little bit. How you doing tonight, Nate? I took a break from the show for a little bit, and then I came back, and it was like a different Amani. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Monique says things. Carly does things she does because she knows someone like Jason is going to give her a free pass and excuse her behavior. Now that no one is taking her crap, she can't deal with it. Cat ladies in the chat was good, cat lady. And they said to answer your question, I can care less about who to be. Yeah. Karen said Josh is such a hypocrite. She needs to give up the Sunny rant, especially seeing how she's acting with Karen. Exactly. And the thing that always annoys me with Josh, the way she talks to Sunny, is not only is she a hypocrite, because there was one point where he was pretty much living a vida loca. Oh, Uncle Sunny this, Uncle Sunny that. And then out of nowhere, oh, I hate Sunny, I can't stand Sunny. And I'm like, girl, you're 19. Stay in your place. Like, straight up, stay in your place. I have a hard time when people like Joss and people like Spencer, they like to sit there and talk back to their parents. Like they know it all, you know? Um, I'm like, you two have barely lived and you have the audacity to like it just I can't. Eagle Fang says, and Willow. Yeah, Edwards. We were sitting there talking when we had our collab. That Carly is like the queen of like keeping parents from their children. Now, why do you hope that Adam is the father, Sally? And it's funny too because when Nate was like, "I don't care," I was like, "I didn't really care either," but I know some people do, so I figured I'd ask the question. Um, Eagle Fang says, "Michael, bro, if you are so mad at Sonny, why do you keep calling him dad? Why is it the better question is why does he keep the last name? Why does he keep the name Corinthos? You know?" And it was pretty much what Nat said. You don't like your family, well, you don't like Sonny, but you have no problems if they use his last name when it's convenient. Eagle Fang says you got to rewatch the show. What rewatch what show? Eagle Fang. Yeah, no, that's true. But I'm just saying though, it just comes across as very hypocritical. Um. Oh, okay. So Quick says, and look how Drew was acting defending Carly. I feel like that might be more of a reflex though. Now, Catley says Nick has enough children. Nick has enough kids. Well, yeah, apparently he has a son named Christian, who is just at this point just an imaginary figure. Um, Eagle Fang says new Drew Kane is Miss Billy. Hmm. Honestly, tell you the truth, I know a lot of people sit there and say they miss Billy, and Billy's a better Drew, and Billy's a better Billy. Um, but my whole thing is what it really comes down to. People can sit there and say that the other guy playing Drew is crap, but at the end of the day, it's the same script that's being written for the same person. So when you sit there and talk about one Drew versus the other Drew, it's like, what's the difference? It's like Summer. It's like the different act. It's like the two different people that play Summer. Like it's one of those things where it's like you're giving them the same material, so why does it matter? That comment says, "What's up with Michael? This forgiving." Yeah, exactly. That Edward says Billy Drew gets terrible writing. Now Edward says, regardless of the actor, still an ill-defined character. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's so funny. It's like, well, what's the difference if you give them the same writing though? It's like Tyler and Marcus. People were sitting there acting like Tyler's version of Nicholas would have been so much better. He would have been so much smarter. And what it really comes down to is the writers. It's the writers. Plain and simple. Kyrie says that's another reason why I want it to be Adam. Christian is Adam's biological son, and Nick never lets him see him. Adam only has Connor that cares about him. He deserves the baby and Sally. Okay. Ron says, I would have told you that Michael is such a mama's boy. He needs to grow up because his mother controls his life. How? Ron, how? Anna is in the chat. What's good, Anna? Anna says, haven't seen YNR in years at work and turning in. Hmm. Well, you're at work, so I don't know if you can answer me, but when's the last time you actually watched YNR? Karen says they wasted Drew's character. It had a lot of potential. So did Austin. And look what they're doing with his character. You know? Daisy Plus says, "Hi, I find it funny that people are more upset about a 19-year-old cheating over a 60-year-old man cheating." I don't get it. I, if you're talking about Sunny, I mean, yeah, but that's well, okay. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to say this the most diplomatic way possible, but here's the thing. I always sit there and say, whenever I do these reviews and I talk about a character, right? And people will sit there and say, like when I was sitting there talking about Nate, and somebody brought up Victor. And I was like, Nate, he's really a crappy person or whatever. He's really dogging out his family and stuff like that. And somebody was like, well, Victor has done worse things. I'm like, okay, but that's not what I'm talking about though. And it's the same thing with Joss. Joss was literally sitting there knocking boots behind Cam's back. Had the audacity to sit there and come into his job and said something stupid along the lines of, "Oh, I didn't know you were working today," knowing that their breakup was still fresh. Now, that's the reason why Josh is not there getting dragged through the mud. Yeah, a lot of people drag Sonny through the mud when Sonny did what he did. But now we're talking about Josh. So I don't think it's really a question of so much, why are people more mad at one situation than the other situation. It's just that Josh stuff is fresh and it's still happening, you know? And again, one thing doesn't have like one I think I'm wording it wrong, but I think everyone in the chat knows what I'm talking about. Now, Kyrie says Tyler's version of Nicholas, he probably still would have cheated, just not with Esme. He probably would have actually got Esme pregnant. Well, okay. But Kyrie, why would you sit there and say Tyler's version of Nicholas would have probably, like, why do you think he would actually did something different? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, saying which version would have did something differently when it really comes down to the writers, you know? I don't know. I just, yeah, okay. Hmm. Daisy Flaw says, "Well, her family owns the business." Okay, not gonna go there. But okay, I will. Okay, here's the thing, Daisy Flaw. I will give you points for, or I will sit there and agree with you about Cam said that he wasn't supposed to work that day. But here's the thing, though. Even if he wasn't supposed to work that day, it's this thing called tact. Okay, it's this thing called tact. She could have waited a couple of days. There are so many places that she could have went to go get pie. And yeah, I understand it's her family's business. So what? Like, so what? It's her family's business. I get that, but you knew how hard he took that breakup before. You knew exactly how hard he took that breakup before. Why would you not just wait a couple of days? No one's not there saying that she's never allowed to go back to Kelly's ever again. But why couldn't you give it a couple of days? You know, that's pretty much what it really comes down to. And on top of that, he's a manager. You know, like, come on, bro. Like, use your head, use common sense. Yeah, exactly, Eagle fan. I was like, wow. Um, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with that if you can get past it. I couldn't, but I know some people can. So I don't knock people who actually can. Um, can get past first, like just being friends and stuff like that. Yeah, you know, cat lady is that, and that's the thing. It could have been Sunny. It could have been Michael that could have answered that door. You know what I'm saying? That could have been at that door. I wish it is possible that Liam really did shoot Bill. Hmm. Anna says it's the way Josh answered with his beginning being her family business, like no one. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm Smith is saying. It's like, oh, it came across as so entitled. Well, it's my family's business. Okay, great. What do you want a cookie for that? AJ's in the chat. What's good, AJ? It's been a hot minute since I last seen you. How have you been? I missed you on yesterday's stream. I was sitting there thinking about that. I was like, wait, somebody's not here. Hippie's in the chat. What's good, Hippie? Exactly, Monique. Exactly. See, and that's another reason why it's very. I mean, granted, I guess it's kind of a bad reason to not like her is because she's rich. Um, but that's another thing when it comes to her Sonny. It's like she had everything handed down to her. You know, she doesn't have to pay for school. She doesn't have to really pay for anything. Um, and so when she came out her mouth talking about, well, it's my family's business, it's like, okay, cool. Is that supposed to mean something? Like, Daisy Flood says, I guess I just have more personal experience with cheating and really can get mad at a teenager who took no vows. Okay. You know what? Yeah, Daisy Flood, I'm just gonna have to agree to disagree. I'm gonna have to respectfully agree to disagree. Um, because I tend to be more harsher on characters than other people. Ruth said, I don't know if it's possible for someone to get over a breakup or even cheat on. That's pretty pathetic. But yeah, we're I'll agree to disagree on that. And you just have to understand, and most people, I think most people in the chat understand where I'm coming from. I'm just more harsher on characters than other people. You have people like Dan87, you have people like DC Soap Sanctuary that are more nicer and more patient with these characters, you know, that will give them more of a grace period or more grace. I don't do that. I don't do that. As far as I'm concerned, no one is spared the rod. Everyone gets it. Point blank, period. Um, thank you, Janet. Thank you. I don't have the gentle hand that other people have. So I'm more harsher. Edward says Spencer was blasting Josh for showing up at camps, just but she stood up for. I'm gonna have to agree to disagree with that, Edwards. At least as far as the whole business thing. The only thing I will sit there and say, Edwards, is that Spencer should have had a little more compassion for Josh because Josh was like, I've known you since you were 5 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like we grew up together, and you were my friend also, but yet you're standing there taking sides. And I was like, you know what? Josh had a really good point. She had a really good point about that, and I'll give her credit for that. Um, and to say you should give Josh a cookie, I should, because she had a point there. But the whole is my grandmother's business. It's like, cool, but do you not have common sense? Do you not know how to do this thing called tack? You couldn't wait for a couple of days. You just had to buy the pie at Kelly's. Like, come on, bro. And even if Cam said that he wasn't working that day, bro, unlike you, he actually has to work. Like he has to make money. everything was pretty much handed down to you from birth. So if he has to sit there and pick up an extra shift, he has to pick up an extra shift. Like, come on, just wait a couple of days. Carrie says she can bring some excitement. Yeah, Karen. Yeah, I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Yeah, no, Edwards. Solomon is in the chat. Was good. 50. Wow. Eagle Fang says, does anyone in the chat give a crap about Austin's boss at this point? I keep forgetting that he has a boss. No, I mean here's the thing, Edwards. Yeah, I can literally sit there and be harsh with these characters, but I try my best to be fair. I tried my best to be fair, even with people like Nina, who I don't like. If she does something right, I'll give her credit for it. Nina coming at Carly for her lying, I'm all for it. You know, that does not mean at the end of the day that any character will not get the spear. What is it? Not no spear the rod. No one is getting spear the rod. But Kenye's in the chat. Was good, Kenye? How you doing, Tracy Stevens? Thank you for joining. Um, thank you, Edwards. I try. I try. I try. Because sometimes I gotta sit there and be like, Jessica says, not get the spear. Yeah, I kind of got a little tongue tied, but no, I mean, like I said, no one is spared the rod. No one is spared the. I got to do the ramen eagle thing. Got to do the ramen, and two, I can. I don't know. Maybe this year I'll sit there and think about getting some wine. I start doing some streams, and I'll just have like my whole wine thing or whatever. I start doing that. I wish that GH has terrible pacing issues, but it got somewhat better, don't you think? To some extent, Edwards, yeah. I think the issue with the pacing is that they have too many characters on the show. Thank you, Cat Lady. Thank you. Yes, we got 37 people on the stream. We got 14 likes. So if you are enjoying the stream, it definitely does help because I got some new people in the chat right now. So, um, yeah, if you can hit the like button, it clearly it does work. It's not just myth, and it's not just something that YouTubers say because um, Kama says the best mother is back. What? Thank you, Cat Lady. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Cat Lady is definitely among my rock stars. And I so appreciate her. And Cat Lady also does soap opera reviews as well. That's very true, Hippie. That's very true. At the end of the day, we got to blame the writers and the producers and the showrunners. Because sometimes you will have people that will force the writers to do stuff that they're just like, what? Thank you, Cat Lady. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Someone says, I think that for the 50th anniversary, Jill should return to town to write. Yeah, I saw two people in the promo. It was her sons, right? Solomon. Thank you again, Cat Lady. Thank you so much. Eagle fans, I think Dex is being RIP'd off the show in a few months. I doubt that. I doubt that. Latasha's in the chat. Latasha says it seems like Carly is being spared the rod and not Nina. Yeah, yeah. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I wanted Carly to get the smoke. But Michael seemed like he forgave her. You got Drew that's not there sticking up for her. You got Sonny that's going at her, but at the same time, Sonny's not really too much in a position to really talk or really come at Carly. You have Willow that practically forgave her. So yeah, the consequences are pretty much none and void, or null and void, I guess. AJ says Spencer was on Kim's side as he should be. So why should he be in the middle and Josh treats him like crap? I mean, that's true, but I understand because they did grow up together. They were friends for a long time, and I just felt like she should. I felt like he should have gave her a little bit more compassion. Yeah, stick up for your boy Cam, but let's not sit there and try to act like at some point Josh and Spencer weren't friends. You know, and the thing that Spencer has been doing since he got back to town, it's not like Josh. It's not like Josh's animosity towards him is just coming out of nowhere. There's a reason why Josh is not they giving them smoke. So Eagle Fang says, if I'm trained to mind your business. Onyx says, I feel like you can be friends at the same time, but call your friends out. Yeah. Solomon says Lauren is having a special. Oh, okay. Okay. Exactly, Catley. I said that. I was like, you know what? Here's the thing. I'm having my expectations low. Because whenever I have my expectations high, you know what? Let's talk about Marshall for a minute. What did everyone think about Marshall's storyline today? I want to know what everyone's thoughts are on Marshall's storyline. I would sit there and do a Q&A, but for some odd reason, it seems like it just makes the chat disappear. Kenya says, I think Trina and Josh are going to have some conflict soon with Josh. Mmm. You can finish this stick up for the truth if you are Trina. Carrie says, since Ava finally has joint custody, she might. I doubt that. I doubt that. Because um as much as she don't like Carly, she knows it's best for Avery. Now AJ said, yeah, it's true, but Josh hasn't done anything for her to be considered Spencer's friend. Honestly, to tell you the truth, AJ, I'll have to go back. I would have to sit there and really go way, way back to when the conflict first started. I mean, my point is that Spencer did some dirt. He's not exactly innocent. Like even when he first came to town, he lied to her. He lied to Trina about not having a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like he deserves some of the stuff that yeah, at worst, Hat Daddy. Anna says something is up with Hat Daddy. Yeah, I just and Karen says Hat Daddy is not necessary. Krista says checking out for the event. All right. Have a good night, Krista. Thank you for joining. It was great seeing you in the chat as always. Love seeing the orange icon. So thank you. Hippie says I know it's Portia mentioning up a Disney name. Sounds like they may recast it. No, I doubt that. I doubt that, Hippie. I don't think that they want a full on mutiny from the fans and probably some of the staff. So I doubt that. I think they'll recast Jason before they do that to Epiphany. Now Kenya says Marshall is going to go ham on Portia when the truth is revealed. Curry says I laugh every time. I Curry says I can't help it. I can't help it. Cat, cat lady says Hat Daddy's fake tears kills me. The fake tears in these soap opera kills me in general. That is one thing I will sit there and give Joss because when she does like emotional crying scenes, for the most part, she actually does tear up. Monique says, I can't wait to see the look on Curtis Tagger's face when the truth. Exactly. They just sat there and just took Portia for her word. Like, so am I not am I the father of the child? Yes, Taggart, you are. Okay, cool. Well, you have no reason to lie to me, even though you did sit there and cheat behind my back. But you have no reason to lie to me. Ego Fan says, wait, I can predict what is going to happen on Monday. All right, predict it for us. Thank you, Edwards. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Um, I'm also calling you Edwards because I can't pronounce your first name. I'm really bad with names, so that's why I called you Edwards. And I hope that's okay. Now, Eagle Fan said Josh is going to. Yeah, I have a feeling that's going to wind up happening. Then it says Edwards says Cam has great hair. Karen says I feel bad for Tiger Curtis. Not so much. I mean, I feel bad for Curtis. I mean, don't get me wrong. Curtis has been a real thank you, Edwards. Thank you. I think everyone in the chat knows that I'm really bad with names, but no, Curtis has been a real POS just all across the board lately. Um, but still being denied of your flesh and blood for 19 years just because Porsche wants to sit there and cover her own ass. Nah, that ain't cool. Eagle Finn says, I'm so sick of Curtis. Curtis' dad. Yeah, Curtis' dad, aka Hat Daddy. Now, AJ says Cam didn't deserve to get cheated on. But did somebody say that? Oh, did I miss something? Did Kenya say that he deserved to get? Kenya says somebody needs to be in Cam's corner. Okay. Oh, you know, Kenya was just joking. Kenya was just joking. Um, AJ said if Josh was straightforward with him from the beginning, I would have went easy on her. Hmm. Monique says maybe cowards will trigger his. Hmm. Solomon says someone else who returned to town after Jill finished her book. It's Larry. Oh, okay. Interesting, Solomon. I was about to call you Lauren for some odd reason. Eagle Fang says Spencer is in Cameron's corner because you know Trina will turn on Cameron because of the writers. Hmm. Kenya says Cam better run and tell on Josh and Dex. She's stated multiple occasions she's in. I agree. Anna says the thing is that Trina is right in front of Curtis every day and Portia knows the truth. Yeah. Colin says Cam is too nice. That's true. Kenya says Dex has zero bro code, so I really hope Cam doesn't keep quiet. That's very true, Kenya. Yeah, Dex is definitely in violation of the bro code. He is 100% in violation of the bro code. He knew that he was knocking boots with this chick who had a boyfriend, and the dude clearly didn't care. Curry says the only thing if Ava gets Windermere is a long overdue renovation. I'm still not really feeling that whole storyline, to be honest. You know, oh, she has damning evidence against me that I killed Esme, even though that she's still alive and the baby is healthy and well so far. but is it going to put a bad name on? It's going to it's going to tarnish the Cassadine name because the Cassadine name has just been like I don't get that. Jessica says how is in violation of the bro code if he and Spencer aren't friends? Men would chase a girl with a boyfriend in real life. They never care. You know, the sad thing is that I want to sit there and say to Jessica, no, that's not true. What are you talking about? That's being sexist. But then I'm just like, I will sit there and say, not all men do that, but yeah. Um, yeah, okay. Jessica has a point. Jessica has a point. All right, Jessica has a point. When I'm wrong, I will sit there and admit it. And I really had to sit there. I knew she was right, but I want to sit there and be super stubborn about it. Like, yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, she has a point. Come on, Eagle Fang. Come on, Eagle Fang. Let's just be real. Yeah, yeah. I won't. We're not going to sit there and put all men in that boat, but yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right. Eagle Fang about what? About what Jessica said. I mean, let's be okay. Let's be honest. I mean, as much as we love to sit there and practice bro code or talk about bro code, most of us don't really follow that. So yeah, she has a point. It just says I hope can go ham on Josh and Dex next week. Talk about a cliffhanger. Yes, I'm looking forward to that too. No, Eagle thing. That's a good thing, and that's why I sat there and said. That's why I said not all men, but a lot of men do. So there's that. Monique says can't wait till Sonny finds out about Josh and Dex. I hope and that's another thing. I did forget to talk about in my review that Dex was sent there telling Josh in about 6 months he's going to quit working with Sonny and he'll tell her all the details later on. I forgot about that. But apparently that was enough to, you know, make them play mattress tag. Because apparently saying the SE blah 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 is too much for YouTube sometimes. Um no, that's a good quality though. Yeah, very. Sometimes we gotta sit there and just kind of curve our language. I mean, I've never been one to sit there and just drop f bombs left and right. Making videos. I think I might have done that in the beginning when I first started doing YouTube, but like after a while, it just felt like it wasn't necessary for me personally. Curry says he might as well write a letter because if they don't give Dex family soon, he will. Jonathan is in the chat. What's good, Jonathan? Yeah, Kyrie, that's why they're having all these different theories, like, oh, he's Dante's son, he's AJ's son, he's Sonny's son, because when everything hits the fan, it's going to be a wrap. AJ says Trina needs to disaffect her room. Yes, yes, AJ, I agree with that. I sat there and I said, you know what, AJ, that's really funny that you said that. Because I'm wondering if they actually disaffected any part of that house that Devon and Abby were just doing a nasty on, because they were on like it's almost as though they decided to just christen the whole house on Y&R. Um, Anna says, while all Dex has to say is he's, Anna. Funny thing is, I was gonna say that, but I decided not to because I don't want to make anyone feel gross, even though you're 100% right about that, Anna. Um, Eagle Fan says too much leftovers. Oh, okay. Jessica says, why did Josh go to a dorm anyway? That's a really good question. You would think if they didn't want to get caught, they would go any. They would have went anywhere else. Um, Johnson says, I'm looking for the cam, laying it out to Josh. I'm like, oh, it's going to be crazy. And I'm going to be talking. I'm going to be talking reckless. Okay, I'm telling you this much right now. Now, Riley says I thought they were going to do it in the hospital elevator. Nikki said I was so mad that Josh was making out on Trina's side of the bed. Yeah. Catley says will Dex and be another GH letdown. Don't have your hopes too high. Curry says if Dex is Dante's son, that would be a good storyline. Hmm. I can see it, but at the same time, it's like looking at Tucker and Devon. They're not that much older than each other. Now Simon says, why the hell did Devon and Abby screw on the stairs when people exactly. You got Tucker and everybody else coming in, sitting on couches and stuff like that. Like, come on. Now, I would say, yeah, I hate that Brando had to die, but it seemed to have solved all Sasha's. At worst, towards the end, Brando was a wasted character. Point blank. Rob is in the chat. What's good, Rob? Jen is in the chat. Jen says Abby and Devon don't really care for Abby and Devon. How you doing tonight, Jen? I'm done with Y&R. What soap are you watching right now? At least, well, since you're done with Y&R, what soap are you watching right now? Johnson says, I don't think Dex is Dante's son and Sunny about this. I'm glad you're doing golden, Jen. Thank you for joining. Always love seeing new faces. This is why I always sit there and say all the soaps. Okay. Which one do you like so far right now? This is why I sit there and say when I say hit the like button because it really does recommend people to come to the stream. So I'm not just being a typical YouTuber. Like, you know, Hippie said, I don't think Cam will have a hard time finding another girl. He plays in the band, no problem. Yeah. But the thing is to find somebody on the show, you know. Kind of B&B drag storyline. Okay. Jen, I'm actually well, I mean, yeah, Jessica. I mean, Cam is Cam is a kid compared to Dex. Let's just be real, okay? Um, but no, Jen, I find B&B to be a comedy. I love it. I love the comedy. Curry says I don't think maybe that Cody and Dante's secret they ran a train. Uh, wow, exactly, Edwards. It's the best sitcom that they got on right now, and I am loving it. Exactly. I'm loving it. It I can't take it seriously, and I mean that in the best way possible with B&B. Exactly. It's it is. It's one of those things. Just like because I watched all four, right? And I saw Days today, and it was like all sad, and GH was interesting, and YNO was like all serious and stuff. So watching B and just how it plays out is like the funniest thing. Um, it's so much a more. I don't want to sit there and say it's a breath of fresh air, but it's very lax. Jessica says, I can't wait for the Portia and Curtis wedding in February. Actually, tell you the truth, I thought it was going to be longer, like a long wait, but we're already in the middle of the month, and it will be around the corner. And so will Valentine's Day. Yay, Valentine's Day. I can't wait for Valentine's Day. Awesome stuff. I feel like I want to get alcohol that day. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to get alcohol that day. We'll see. Um, yes, Edwards, that music has been killing me. Well, it's been like killing is kind of a bad word. It's been hilarious. Like especially the music with Bill and Sheila. It's just it's Janice says champagne. Yeah, I don't want to sit there and have a hangover the next day. I hate hangovers. Um, I don't know. We'll see. Bruce says, yeah, it's not as if Josh and Dex you do have a little chemistry in the college. Yeah, they got definitely disinfect that place. Now Solomon says I'm surprised people even come into Devon's place. I know damn well. Yes, the smell of sex will definitely be in the air. Um, Monique says Josh is going to come with an excuse as to why. Oh, I can't wait. I really can't wait. Monday's going to be good. Monday's going to be good. When I'm talking, I'm okay. Forewarning, forewarning. When it goes down and Josh starts crying and tears and stuff like that, I just want everyone in the chat to know that there's a good chance that I'm going to go hard on Josh. I'm literally going to go hard on Josh. So if you're a Josh fan, um, yeah, you might want to check out. Like, I would sit there and say check out Brock TV, but there's times where Brock TV is let's just put it this way, he's not exactly kind to Josh either. Monique says Josh is gonna okay. AJ said they didn't do anything with Brando. They didn't. That's exactly why I was glad. I wasn't glad that they killed them off, but it was like it's like putting the character out of his misery. Yeah, exactly. That's why I had to sit there and think about that Eagle Fang. Oh, I am Black Mom. Like I said, no one is spared the rod. Okay, that's one of my that's. I guess I kind of made it one of my new sayings, but no one is spared the rod. And Kenya says, Albert, I will be right there for your Josh roasted. Yeah, yeah. Because I'm going to. Now they got apparently, well, not apparently, but another soap opera content creator came back like 4 months ago. She came back 4 months ago, and that's Life with Jessica. She's pretty nice. So if you want a nice review, she might be your girl. Me personally, I'm gonna go in. Monique says, I have a feeling Monday's sneak peek will be Cam, Josh, and Dex confrontation. Karen says, I wish they made Brando. I wish they did too. He has so much potential. But of course, Sasha kept there saying things like, "No, I don't want you in any danger." You like it just. I couldn't do it. Edward says, "Not the Josh Rose." No, it's gonna be a Josh Rose. It's going to be a Josh Rose, most likely. Especially, let's put it this way: if I'm already having a bad day at work, it may actually be worse. But to be fair, I haven't really had any bad days at work, so um. And Solomon says you should hear that Jill Scott music that they play in the background. Oh yeah, yeah. No, I heard that. I did. They. I saw some scenes that I really didn't need to see. Like as far as Jack and Diane looking like they about to get it on, I'm like, I could have did without not seeing that. Hippie says, "I'm glad I got Peacock. I like today's Christmas stuff." Oh, okay, cool. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it. I actually tell you the truth, Hippie. I'm glad that you got Peacock. Um, Days is a good show. I love Days. Point blank, period. Now Johnson says, "Yeah, go on." I, I am. And the thing is, it's like Josh. Here's the thing. Josh gives me so much ammunition. It's like, what the hell? Now, Kerry says the actor playing Dex is 25 and the actor playing Dante is 43. So him being Dante's son from a woman. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But I guess maybe it's just a look. Okay, hippie, good. The queen of the soap operas is in the chat. Lanikia, let's everyone say what's up to Lanikia tonight. Lanikia says, "Have you talked about the scene with Marshall Portia?" Oh yeah, I talked about the scene with Hat Daddy. Yeah, I did. I talked about the scene with Hat Daddy. Portia sitting there pushing this whole thing like it was no tomorrow, and Hat Daddy's like, "No!" He yelled at her. I'm gonna be honest. The whole Marshall storyline or Hat Daddy was a disappointment from jump. Yes, that's right. The Queen of the Soap Operas is in the chat. Oh crap. Did you have a live stream tonight? Solomon says they need to incorporate Joe and more storylines and why not. I love to see Billy and Chelsea together. Yo, Solomon, Billy's my guy. Billy is definitely my guy. Now Jen says love, love, love Days. They moved to story exactly. Jen, Days is my favorite soap opera. Out of all four of them, Days is my favorite soap opera. As much as I love GH, it's just constructed better. Oh, Jonathan, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I don't know what he's going to do, but it's going to be good, and I'm looking forward to it. Lanikia says, "Hey, all, I thought he did well today. Curtis was just sitting there looking at him." I mean, the problem with that whole thing, Lanikia, is that I always sit there. Edward says, "Days, yeah, it is. I love GH, but Days kills it." The thing is, Lanikia, um, that I understood why he now Lanikia says Days is the best. Yeah, exactly. Point blank. Period. Um, the thing is, I understood why he was crushed and he was upset that he lost a lot of time with his family, especially if he didn't wind up having that diagnosis or if he was misdiagnosed. But at some point, they were 21-year old. They were grown adults. I mean, I understand you missing some time, but Curtis is like in his like late 40s. Now Anna says, "Yeah, Jen, yeah, they do. They take forever. They do." Um, Yeah, no, exactly, Nick. They just have a better pacing with their story, and they also have a better pace. They also have the way that they utilize their character. The way that they utilize their characters is a lot better, especially their vets, and no one can sit there and deny that. Oh, AJ, I plan on it. I plan on it. I I plan on doing it. I'm not gonna say that. Solomon says I'll be fine when just doing 3 or 4 episodes a month. Johnson says I think Gabby's gonna kidnap Stefan. I wouldn't put it past her. Um, Eagle Fence suggests Curtis is unfazed by Marshall's self pity BS. Um, I would just, honestly talk to you, even in the beginning, when Portia kept pushing and pushing and pushing, I was like, "Boo, why don't you just like take a 5 second, you know what I'm saying? Just take a 5 second breath." And then towards the end, she was like, "Oh, well, if you don't want to do it, then you don't have to, and I won't push anymore." You've been pushing for like 7 minutes or 4 days straight, but now, well, if we really don't want to sit there and get diagnosed again, then I won't push. Stuff you've been pushing for like weeks and months now. But yeah, okay. Um, it was says Doctor Roth disappeared from Indonesia right before Kate died. Yeah, that's very true. Um, I don't know if I asked you, Edwards, how do you like Days so far? Jessica says, how is she for the street? She only been with 2 guys. Lenikia says, free Kristen psycho down. Lenikia, I always sit there and say that Kristen is like Carmen San Diego. Okay. She's gonna find a way to get out of this, out of the out of jail and stuff like that. She's gonna find a way to get out of jail. I'm just glad that EJ finally told Stefan because I'm like, you're already having her run around. The people are sitting there just, having you run around and stuff like that, and like, come on, bro, just tell the truth. This way, people don't have any power over you. Yeah, Valley, I saw that today. They changed her hair. I don't know what to think of it. I mean, I'm cool with it, but at the same time, I'm like, I did kind of miss the curls a little bit. So it's gonna take me a minute to get used to the straightening, her hair straightening. Double C's in the chat. Was good, Double C. What says I like it, but I don't like how Ron writes in circles, recycles, plots over and over again. There's no originality, but I agree with you about EJ today. Yeah, I was happy when you did that. Now, Edward said Days is too repetitive. Now they are doing a retreat of what? Zombie Island. What? Lanika says I'm ready for the wedding, and they better have a wedding because I'm in tear. I need tears, screaming, and someone left at the altar. I hope that they do it justice. I really do. I really do. And here's the thing. I hope that reveal is a lot better than the day's review. I mean, than the day's reveal with Lee or with Shen, because that was just disappointing as hell. Now, Solomon says Billy disapproving of Jill and Rick's relationship will cause him and Rick to feud. And then if Billy and Chelsea were to get together, it would be perfect an opportunity for Jill versus Chelsea. Hmm. Chelsea's already having issues with Victoria and her little scarce ass. AJ said, okay. He says, okay, when she's on the show, so why are Sunny and Nina still getting smoke if we're going to use that excuse? Lanika says Gabby was not dramatic enough on that. She wasn't. Honestly, tell you the truth, Gabby seemed like her anger level was like if I don't know, bumped her, like if I accidentally knocked into her on a coffee shop or something like that. She seemed like she was more bothered than like angry and hurt. You know, it's just And the thing is, Lanikia, I felt like if this was the '90s, we might have had a better performance. You know, it's the same thing. It's the same thing with Carly and Nina. If this was the '90s, they would have been going at it. They would have been pulling each other's hair. They would have been yelling. It would have been much more dramatic. And it's just kind of a shame. Monique says it would be a twist if, after all these years, we find out Marshall is indeed not, but some other man soap have known. I mean, I don't know if it will be so much as a twist, Monique, as far as disappointing. But I wouldn't be too surprised because GH is known for disappointing people. Um, Edward says, I hate Gabby. How selfish to show. Exactly. But in all reality, Edward, that's how Gabby is. That's how Gabby is. And she sat there with that stupid look on her face, trying to justify her actions like, yeah, well, I was giving her purpose. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was giving her purpose. I mean, you really want this, right? Even Stefan was like, how low of a human being do you have to be to do something like that? Yeah, Jessica. Sometimes you just gotta agree to disagree. Um, because we always got to sit there and kind of remember that this is a soap opera. We're talking about fictional characters in situations where if you were to use logic and common sense, half of this stuff wouldn't even really happen. Now, Daisy Fly says, I'm so over Sunny. Nina Sunny is a pod person. Is a pod person. I love it. Carrie says, no, okay. Nikki says, I wonder why Dex isn't dating a woman close to his age instead of someone who is in high school like 2 years ago. Hey, listen, she's 18. Just saying. She's legal. Well, she's over 18, but still. Um, Edward says, how can anyone logically root for Gabby to win? I can't wait for Chloe to find out she's pregnant because oh, it's going to be a wrap. Ooh, I'm just, Edward, I'm just picturing Gabby's face, just her face. Bruce says, this is an understatement of the course they pick. Your bloody long and they waste. Okay. Someone says, could you imagine if Ron from Days started writing Y&R? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I would like it. Not because I don't like Ron or his writing, but each show has its own unique energy. And yeah, no, Edwards, I had no idea whatever that was. Um, but I mean, it would be. I can't even sit there and say it would be interesting, to be honest. Um, Melanick says Marlene is dead, so no coming back, but you never know. With so no, they're coming back, Monique. All three of them are coming back. They're all coming back. Travois is in the chat. What's good, Travois? Travois said, "What couple should GH keep?" Mm. They seem like they keep people even when they're not necessarily needed or they use them really too much. So yeah, Johnson says Gabby won't get pregnant because no, no, no. I think somebody was talking about Chloe. If Chloe got pregnant, Double C said Days knocked it out of the park today. It was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. I wish I would have sat there and did a review on it, but like I just didn't have time. Now Solomon says Stacy will be back as Patty who's wearing a Phyllis mask while holding Phyllis and Diane captive. Oh, Patty. Okay. Who's Patty? Curry says, I wonder if the writers are going to write Nina a corner and try to kill Carly. I think more of the insider trading thing is going to wind up happening than anything else. She'll try to get it for insider trading. Exactly. Sometimes you just gotta sit there and agree to disagree. You know, we all have our reasons and our strong opinions, and I think that that's all very fun. And I think that's what I really, really, really love about what I do, and about, well, not so much about what I do, but just the people that's in the chat. You know. Now Solomon says Patty went crazy after finding out that Jack cheated on her with Diane and haven't recovered since. Oh, I gotta look this Patty character up. Now Johnson says Patty on YNR was played by the actor who currently. Yeah, wow, it's crazy. Very, very interesting. It's weird because it's like they had two Crystals on the show when you really think about it. And of course, the actress that plays Ashley was on Days of Our Lives playing Kristen again. Oh, okay. Hey, Jane. I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, that's the one thing I sit there and say I really love about this group. Um, that we could just sit there and have a good time and just kind of talk about this stuff and not really get it to a point where it's like it's a heated argument, you know? Because when you stop and think about it, it's like eh, fictional characters, you know, and they're made to make you feel some sort of way. Um, I'm glad to hear that, AJ. I'm glad to hear that. Um, my prayers go out to you and your family. So yeah, they do. Someone says Patty also played a part in Tracy's daughter's Colleen's death. Oh, wow. Patty character seems interesting. Seems interesting. Um, yeah, I'm gonna look her up. Look her up. Yeah, no, AJ, my prayers go out. I'll go out to your mother for real. Lanika says, nah, but people write me paragraphs upset because I don't like their favorite. They're getting really invested. Yeah, but because Lanika, you've been doing this for a while, so like I can only imagine, how people must come at you in the chat, or um in the comment section. I can only imagine because you've been doing this for a hot minute as well. I think you've been doing this almost as long as Brock TV has. Almost as long as Brock TV has. Maybe you've been doing because Brock TV said he's been doing it for 10 years, and James or JLJ Media has been doing this for 8 years. Of course, AJ. Of course, at the end of the day, I'd like to sit there and think that in some way we are all friends, Yeah, we have different opinions about these characters. Some people like characters and other people don't like characters, but we're here to sit there and have fun, have a good time. And that's really all it's about. And yeah, I've been doing this for 3 years. Diddy Flaw says I can see Carly and Nina fighting and Carly throwing Nina through the window. That'd be interesting. Oh yeah, no, Nikisha, no, she definitely does. She definitely does. I don't sit there and call Anikia the soap queen for nothing. Monique says I do remember that scene with Blair throwing Tay out the window. Patty is Paul's sister in Y&R. And Lanikia says not soaps. I did work from home and reviews before soaps. I only started doing soaps in March. Well, you definitely been killing it, Dom. So definitely props to Lanikia. Props to Lanikia. For real. I sit there and I look at her day's reviews and like her numbers, and I'm just like pretty high. I look at that sometimes. I'm just like, well, Albert, good luck. Um, and he says, I'm sorry, writing my mini novel. I'm actually a writer and can't help it. Maybe I need to help it. No, Kenya, you write. Write how you feel. Write how you feel. Exactly, Nikisha. She's been killing it. She's been killing it. So I don't sit there and say she's the queen of soap operas for nothing. Um, Double C says, "Can we get Billy Zombie Bill?" What? Eagle Pen says, "And Tia did it back 100 years later." Really? Diddy Flaw says Nina got the hotel because of inside tradings, so Nina might get herself into trouble. No, I don't remember her getting it from inside trading. Vinikia says you have great numbers as well and have grown and thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. But like I said, I gotta give credit where credit's due. And Lanikia kills it with her numbers. So I'll get there eventually. I'll get there. Now Edward says, "Oh, Bill from B&B. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep up with so many people in the chat. When I said Bill Zombie Bill, I was like, I forgot that's what they call it. Yeah, that's a good name for. That's a really good name for him. I didn't think of that because he barely speaks. He literally has like the most easiest job on set. He just sits there and just like, and that's it. Yeah, no, Nikisha, I definitely want to do a collab with Lanikia. Definitely want to do a collab with Lanikia because I definitely could learn a thing or two or three. Marsha is in the chat. How you doing tonight, Marsha? See, hitting that like button does help. Okay, hitting that like button really does help. So that clearly. Atara is in the chat. Atara's in the chat. What's good? Atara says to answer your question of the day, I think the baby is Adams. I wish you know what? Maybe I'll do a little poll thing at the end. Atara is in the chat. So yes, when I sit there and say hit the like button because it does help, it really does help. Thank you, Kenya. Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm just trying to learn from other people as well. You know, and in all reality, I'm just happy that I have the people in the chat here. Trust me, I take my blessings. I'm very grateful for what I have. Put it that way. Brooklyn is in the chat. What's good, Brooklyn? Brooklyn says Victor is going to talk Jill out of hiring Sally next week. Oh, that's messed up. But I've heard Victor has done worse. So, yeah, there's that. Marsha says Carly has inside information and not need. Yeah, That's exactly what I was meant to say. When I read that, Marshall, I was like, no. I mean, she lost her hotel, but no, she. Hey, question: could Michael actually also go to jail for that and not just Drew? Because right now, people are meant to saying it's just Drew and it's just Carly. But Michael also is not there. He's also a part of that. And how you doing tonight, Brooklyn? Atori says, but why would Victor do that, though? Does he still want to take Connor from Chelsea? Edward says, anybody remember when Victor was intimidating Sally and kept picking up her name? No. Well, and then again, it was before I started watching it. Might have been before I started watching it. Exactly, Tori. I was at the day. I was like, Michael could also go to jail as well. I wonder what's going to happen with that. Solomon says, and that should lead to who shot Audra. Story after Elena finds out about Nate and Audra. Yeah, as you know, that definitely is going to happen. That's definitely going to happen. I can see that. I mean, have you looked at Audra lately? Monique says, I'm chatting while watching myself and Irene's funny movie. Marsha said, yeah, Michael is part of the inside trading. Yeah, I figured that much. I figured that much. Um, He just said, yeah, true, as long as you don't make dress to their. Hmm. King says, I know we have spirited debates and disagreements, but I really appreciate you creating a safe space with. Thank you. Thank you. No, I appreciate people in the chat that just, that is just very chill. And, the thing is, I don't really, thank you. I didn't really know how to even really take that. So thank you. I try. I try. I think that I'm just surrounded personally by good people in this chat that could have fun and talk about this stuff, but not take it to a point where it's like it's too much, you know? Because that's from Twitter and stuff like that, people act crazy on there. So I think a lot of people been on Twitter and understand that. So I think that people are a lot more chill on here because of it. Then the case says, I wish Sally wasn't pregnant. I don't want her stuck with other Newman boys. I want to see her running a successful business. Maybe Daniel will give Sally Phyllis job. Lanika says Victor is just evil. I know people love him, but yeah, he's just a jerk to Sally. Oh, he would refer to her as what's her name? Yeah, what's her name? And the dressmaker. That's where you would sit there and refer to her. Spectra. He would always sit there and mispronounce her name on purpose. I don't see how Daisy Flower. Um, but I'm not seeing a connection with that. Now Johnson says Nina might get back at Carly by banning her from the Metro Court Hotel. I mean, that'd be a good start. That'd definitely be a good start. That would sit there and kind of hurt her. So yeah, I'm with that. Curry says if somebody other than Nina reports Carly, Drew, and Michael, that would be a huge win for Nina. She gets confront Willow and probably see her grandchildren. Solomon says, and that Michelle Stanford Sugar team up with Sheila makes her way to go Genoa City to kidnap Laura. Michael. Hmm. Marcia says, okay. Double C says, I can't wait for Victor to find out that Sally is carrying her grand. Yeah, it's going to be something. It's definitely going to be something. And David Flaw says she gained a hotel plus Olivia is part of Carly's friends, so she couldn't. That's true. But I mean, her gaining a hotel. Oh, hold on. Hippie says, "What do you think about Spencer adopting Esme's baby?" I think it's just an act of revenge, personally. I know he's claiming to do it to spare that baby all the stuff that he went through. But let's be honest, this is revenge, and there's something about it that just doesn't feel right, you know? I mean, if this was Esme, no, it still just doesn't feel right because she's not Nell. Like, Nell was a god awful, terrible mother. But I felt like Esme started to actually care for the child. So I'm not with it. Now the thing is, Daisy Flower, she gained a hotel by buying it fair and square. She had no idea about the insider trading thing, so she really couldn't go to jail for that. Now Tara says, "LOL, I think Nina wanting revenge on Carly might backfire, might cause Willow to draw away from her even more." Yeah, good point. So she might sit there and play nice with Carly. Exactly, Nick. That's what I was that they're trying to understand. Like, how is she going? Um, how is she going? How is she going to jail for insider trading? Like, she didn't do anything. That's Carly, Michael, and what you call it, Drew. Kenya says I grew up on Gunsmoke, The Rifleman, Big Valley, Bonsai. Carrie says, well, Nicholas is going to be gone for a while, so Spencer real fight is going to be Esmond. I mean, unless they get somebody else to play Nicholas. They're gonna have to sit there and do something with him. Someone says Ron doesn't seem to understand characters like Kevin and Chloe, so they would be written out. Most likely, Michael and Ron would probably be facing troubles with Michael having intimacy problems. Yeah, I can see that. It's sort of like on B&B with the whole how do you sit there and say, I can't say it in a way where it's um it's appropriate. But we all know what I'm thinking. Edward says GH has done it back or redemption by having Esme a pregnant. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, Jonathan. We may get his hot headed version. He says, "Can we please stop calling that man Nicholas?" That's kind of Bishop. Who's kind of Bishop? Who's kind of Bishop? Diddy Fly says Nina would lose any hope to have a daughter or grandchildren. Ah, yes, that is the secret, cat lady. Get some honey. See, that's what up happening with what's her name? Quinn. Quinn didn't know how to role play. Okay, she needs to sit there and carry some honey with her. That was the problem right there. Now Carrie says Nell loved Wiley as much as she possibly could, but she's definition of being way too unstable to parent. Yeah, but there was one point where Wiley needed surgery, and she didn't want him to have it, and she didn't want him to have it just because everyone else thought it was a good idea. So yeah, I don't know about the whole loving. She used that baby as a meal ticket. I mean, she even said that she was going to use that baby as a meal ticket, just like Carly. Johnson said, "I think I'd rather have Ron return as the GH head writer." Now Edward says Connor Bishop was Nicholas. Oh, I forgot. I totally forgot about that. Thank you, Edwards, and thank you, Nikisha. I was wondering. I was like, who is Connor Bishop? I totally forgot about that. Yes, yes, AJ. Yeah, I. It took me a minute, and that storyline was so old. Oof. Oh wow, Edwards. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Oof. I mean, in all reality, well, then you know what, AJ make okay, so then maybe then that might actually make sense. If that was Helena's little spy, whatever, it would make sense why they looked alike. Because I never understood why they looked alike. Then the case said, I think Victor gave Connor Nicholas memories like they did with Jason Drew storyline. It makes okay now that makes sense because it never really made any sense why they looked alike. Edward says, was Connor body located? I mean, I thought Emily killed him. Well, as long as he's 6 feet under from what he did, and Monique says if Daniel gave Sally Phyllis job, watch Phyllis throw a fit, saying, first my daughter betrayed me, now my son, you hired Sally, you regret it. Just like Summer did. Just yeah. Yeah, because in all reality, it's like Phyllis has the mentality of a 12-year-old girl, of a 12-year-old little girl. And Ruth says, why does see that happening? Consider you see how that will work out for what? I don't get what you're saying. He said, Connor thinks he's Nicholas, but CC Nicholas is being held captive. Okay. Jessica says, I don't remember Connor from what he did to Emily. Did he have any other purpose? I didn't even know he did that to Emily. But to be fair, there was a point where I did take a break from watching Jade for a little bit. Kenya says it would be great if this is a clone doppelganger for Nicholas. Now Monique says Connor Bishop was Helena's Cassidy. Oh, Cassidy's doing okay. Yeah, AJ, I remember that. Oh my god, I couldn't. I don't know. I couldn't stand her. I couldn't stand his wife. I really couldn't stand his wife. I mean, I loved her accent, but other than that, I really couldn't stand his wife. Like she just came across as just very desperate vibes. Team up with Carly. Yeah, Daisy Fly. I mean, he'd be much better used on this on GH than he is on BNB. Now someone says, I believe if Ron was writing for. I can see that. I can see that, Solomon. Harry says, yeah, I hope this whole time. Jonathan says, do you think Phyllis and Tucker will become a thing? Probably. You know what they say, misery loves company. And, them working together, I feel like that would be the perfect way to quote unquote blow off steam. So I can see that. I can see that. When he says he was Nicholas clone manufacturer. Oh, okay. Okay, all right, cool. Because I've always wondered about that. I've always wondered about that, like why they look alike, and it never made sense to me. But now, years later, it makes sense to me. Well, somebody got surgery to look like Nicholas. No, Nikki said, remember at Luke's funeral? Hmm. Yeah, Nikki, it could be anything. It could be anything. It kind of sucks that we never actually got to hear out the whole thing, but WC says, hey, someone may not like Bill and Sheila, but at least we don't have Steffi, Liam, and Hope. Yeah, because apparently that love triangle was going on for a hot minute. And then Finn came in there and Finn was like, yeah, we're not doing that again. You're not doing this whole thing. Kyrie says Tucker looks like he needs a nice long nap. Yeah. After all the crap that he's been pulling, AJ said Connor was someone who looked like Nicholas. Well, from what people were telling me, he was um Helena's like operative. So it would make sense that he looked like him. Edward says fans want the old version of Nicholas back so bad before he started abusing women and children. Oh, you mean like in real life? Edwards, because I mean, granted, I know he had some. The dude definitely had some demons to sit there and put it mildly. Now, Atara says, do we have a clue about Victor's plan? You know, Atara, I was at the saying in my video, I was like, what is his plan? What is his plan? We've been waiting for this whole plan for like over a year, and he still hasn't talked about it. Of course, we're also sitting there waiting to see what kind of side effects that that drink that that uh, Holly gave to Miss Wu is going to do. So it seems like we're just playing a whole lot of waiting with some of these characters, which sucks. Edward says we're talking about mass clones and abduction, just justifying Nick's terrible crime. Now yeah, exactly, the fake poison. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, exactly. I don't understand what they're doing with that. So is it going to be the ice princess? Like, what do they? This is the problem with GH. I love GH, I do, but there's a lot of pieces that just don't really work a lot of times, and it's unfortunate. But yeah, okay, I actually did used to like watching that show back in the day. Atara says he's been here for so long, and this Holly poisoning clearly evaporate. Yeah, Solomon says, and Malcolm would be there to save Harmony from danger. Dangerous man would eventually hook up with her. I don't know who Malcolm is. Lenika says this that's why GH can lose you to many unfinished storylines. They will start something and just go away from it. Yeah. I mean I heard that YNR is like the king of doing stuff like that if we're gonna be honest, but um Monique says Phyllis needs her old buddy Malcolm back. He was maybe the only one to talk Phyllis off the ledge. But he's busy with what? Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, it was. It seemed like it was more of a joke, but like whatever that stuff is, like what's going on with it? That's the problem. Double C says Victor plans are in. It's going to be a big flop, probably. Atara says why keep Lucy for this long? Because the actress needs a vacation. Let us be honest, the actress need a vacation. Then Johnson says, do you think Victor plans to resurrect Starburst again? That'd be interesting if they do. That'd be interesting if they do. Oh, okay, Solomon. Okay. Neil's brother. Oh, okay. It took me a second. You said Neil, I'm still thinking of Jeeves, but Neil as in, okay. All right. Edward says, what's up with casing has been 90 sitcom actors. What are you talking about? What's up with casing? Oh, bro. Okay, Malcolm is Neil's brother and Devon's uncle. Okay. Yeah, that's what somebody else is Smith is saying. Okay, thank you. Solomon says Neil Winter's brother. That's okay. Lily's real dad. Hmm. So okay, so why did Lily, when Lily was sent here talking about Neil, she was like our father? Like it didn't seem like it made a lot of sense, but okay. That's what I love about the chat, because like if I don't know something, then somebody else will sit there and help me out. Oh yeah, no, Monique is already back. I think they already did like 1 or 2 episodes so far. I mean, I remember the original Night Court, but it's just so weird. I mean, it seemed like it's kind of funny if you're into comedies, and especially people who watch the original. What? Lanika says Sherman said he would never go back. The last time was the last time was the last time. It was the last time to move on. Oh wow, damn. Oh Brooklyn. Oh Devon was adopted. Oh okay. Edward says Doctor sleep with Malcolm. Oh, Drew slept with Malcolm while drugged up on cough medicine and thought he was Neil, but she forgot. Oh, WC says Moses is Neil's only bio child. Hmm. Edward says Lily's real father wasn't known until she was an adult. Y&R held onto that secret from us. Wow, that is crazy. Solomon says now. Okay. Linika says Ben was too much for Liz. He can be something, and now her mom's back. So I guess the storyline is not done. Ben was too much for Liz. How do you figure? I mean, I'm very curious about that. Um, wow. Okay, it's already like 10 o'clock, and I got to be up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So I think I'm gonna sit there in the stream here. But I do want to thank everyone for joining. I want to thank the Queen of Soaps, Lanikia. I want to thank everyone for joining. I want to thank my members for being members. Um, the super chat, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Have a good night, Solomon. Have a good night, Cat Lady. Have a good night, Lanikia. Thank you for joining. I appreciate that. So that's one of the things that, being in the soap opera community and stuff like that, like people really do support each other, and that's pretty amazing. Have a good night, Nikisha. Have a good night, Edwards. Sorry, Ethel. Have a good night, Ethel. Thank you for joining. It was a pleasure. Janet, yes, I will see you Monday. I will see you on Monday. Tanya is in the chat. You know, funny, we were actually spent it. I met you in the chat before because I didn't see you, so good seeing you, Tanya. 5K. What did you have for breakfast this morning? I had an egg sandwich this morning. Fifth, fifth, Kyle. Have a good night, AJ. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Jonathan. Yes, if you can hit the like button on the way out, we clearly do get some new people in the chat, so it definitely does help. Now, fifth K says, what do you think PTI went too far with their? Do you think that PTI went too far with their latest thing? I didn't know they actually did. I didn't know they actually did a new video. So I gotta watch. I gotta watch. They have went too far in the past, but um, I mean, the last one that I watched, they was chasing somebody, but they decided not to get into like a high speedway kind of pursuit. But no, thank you for letting me know that they did a new video. So I'll definitely check it out. I would definitely check it out, and if I feel like they did, then I will be doing another video. unfortunately. But yes, thank you everyone. Thank you Monique. Thank you AJ. Um, thank you Brooklyn. Thank you Nakisha. Thank you Atara. Thank you for joining. Thank you Tanya, Janet, Hippie, Tony D. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tony D. I'm sorry. Um, I would stay on longer, but I gotta wake up at like 4 in the morning. So yeah, that's true. That's true. Fifth guy, I do like my beanie. I do like my beanie. I like this one particularly. I like the other one too. Have a good night, Jen Adams. Thank you for joining us. So yeah, definitely hit the like button because clearly it works as far as getting new people. And I got a lot of big plans for this channel. So with the support of everyone, it's going to be a very good year. I feel it, and not just for me, for everyone. And Monique says she said Malcolm was her legal dad, but she always considered Neil her father, even though she knows Malcolm is a bio dad, but Neil is her father. And I get that. I get that. Biology doesn't always make you know doesn't always make you a mother. It doesn't always make you a father. But yes, now have a good night, everyone. Stay safe, and I will see everyone. Well, I will see the members this weekend. And for everyone else, I'll sit there and see everyone else on Monday. Um, so yeah, stay safe, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you again, my members. Thank you, um, everyone for just showing up and just you know coming on the stream on a Friday night. This was a lot of fun. I look forward to doing it again very soon. So stay safe, everyone. And also, if you're not a member, you want to join, hit the join button. $4.99. It gives you exclusive access to. I am so tired. I can barely talk. It gives you exclusive access to members only videos, members only live streams, and member shoutouts. So yeah. All right, everyone. Stay safe, and I look forward to seeing everyone in the next stream.